Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality. Inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Podcast disclosure. The following podcast is by DiNuzzo Private Wealth, Inc. DiNuzzo is for general informational purposes only. No portion of the podcast serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice from DiNuzzo. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and it should not be assumed that future performance of any specific investment or investment strategy or any non-investment related or planning services, discussion, or content will be profitable, be suitable for your portfolio or individual situation, or prove successful. No portion of the podcast content should be construed by a client or prospective client as a guarantee that he or she will experience a certain level of results if DiNuzzo is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Namaste, I'm Mikey, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today along with manifestation mindset coach Papi DiNuzzo on the Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. If you're a successful entrepreneur looking to take your business, life, health, wealth, love, and impact to the next level, the Papi Mindset Manifestation Mastermind and or the Papi Mindset Manifestation Retreats may be just the answer and experience you've been looking for. This is where positive thoughts, emotions, and actions align with ancient wisdom within a tribe of purpose meets profit entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating their mindset, their energy, their results, and their fellow brothers and sisters in need. If you're ready to manifest, grow, stretch, and really step into the next newer, higher version of yourself, Happy's Mastermind and Retreats were created just for you. Also, if you're looking to brighten up your newsfeed and your mindset, Pappy's social media is full of a lot of positive information, a lot of positive vibes. So please join his community and follow, share, and like his content on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Let's go to Pappy to start today's monologue for today's podcast and to set the table. Namaste, Pappy.
Namaste, Mikey. Namaste, Mikey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What a wonderful introduction. What a wonderful and great start. Thank you so much. My wonderful sister and our other wonderful sister who makes this all happen, our producer of the show, Kim. Thank you so much, Kim, for all of your wonderful work behind the scenes, making Mikey and I look like we know what we're doing here. So thank you so much for all that wonderful work. My fellow brothers and sisters, it's just such a joy to spend time with you, to bond with you. Our subconscious minds, you've heard me say before, have already had a conversation. We're looking forward to meeting today. My fellow brothers and sisters, we are all in what I call the game of life. We're in the game of life, and the rules of this game are the perfect and infinite universal laws that have been established eons and epochs and ages ago. And my fellow brothers and sisters, I just suggest you, all I offer is suggestions. I say neutral as to everything, neutral as to religion, neutral as to politics, neutral as to everything around us. Everything our fellow brothers and sisters like to bump heads on, I stay neutral to, because we're going to see things, my fellow brothers and sisters, you're going to see things over the course of your life that our fellow brothers and sisters haven't seen for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And thank goodness that we have this relationship, that you have someone to lean on, someone to go to, someone to rely on, someone who's going to hold your hand, walk arm in arm with you as we go through this big shift to the new earth, this 3D to 5D transition, this rise in vibration, this rise in frequency. My fellow brothers and sisters, we're going to see things you couldn't even begin to imagine, all on a way to wonder, all the way on our shift to the 5D, to a world that we've dreamed about, to the greatest possible outcomes you could not even imagine. So we're on our way, my fellow brothers and sisters. We're on our way of ascension. We're on our way of awakening. And thank you so much. This is a joint project we're all working on together with our fellow brothers and sisters, all 8 billion plus of us on every continent across this entire planet. We live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. It all starts with your thoughts, my fellow brothers and sisters. Each and every one of you has the ability inside you, the source, the creator of this earth, of this galaxy, of this universe, and the unlimited universes upon universes, loves you more than you can ever imagine, and would never not position you or not put you in a position or in a place where you would need anything outside of yourself to succeed to your heart's content. But as I stated earlier, my brothers and sisters, if you want to succeed at any game in life, at any game, you get to understand the rules. And that's what Pappy's here for, these wonderful, glorious universal laws that this entire universe operates under. I'm so happy and grateful now, my fellow brothers and sisters. As you woke up this morning, hopefully you stepped into this day, the first 5 or 10 or 15 minutes when you woke up this morning, that you stepped into this day and you took control. Because you know from bonding with us and listening to Pappy Mindset Coach that you get to and need to, in human terms, win your day to be successful. You know this starts in your morning with positive momentum. You win your morning or win your day, and you know how to win your morning. You win your morning with your waking ritual. When you very first wake up this morning, my fellow brothers and sisters, commit this to memory. When you are barely awake, when you first acknowledge that you are alive, you start to take control of your day. I'm so happy and grateful now. Today is the greatest day of my life. I'm so happy and grateful now. Today is the most magnificent day of my life. I'm so happy and grateful now. I have created a masterpiece today. I'm so happy and grateful now. Something wonderful is happening to me today. I'm so happy and grateful now. Something wonderful is happening to Mikey today. I'm so happy and grateful now. Something wonderful is happening to Kim today. I'm so happy and grateful now, my fellow brothers and sisters. Something wonderful is happening to each and every one of you today. I know it to be true. I know it in my heart of hearts, my fellow brothers and sisters. It starts with your thoughts in the morning, and then you apply the secret sauce, your feelings and emotions to it. Win your waking ritual. You will win your morning. You will win your day. My fellow brothers and sisters, you can manifest anything you can imagine into your life. I'm so happy and grateful now that today is literally the greatest day of your life. Everything is what you make it, my fellow brothers and sisters, with your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your words, and what you observe. But specifically, I say TFAW, TFAW, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your words. And maybe one of those isn't going so well, my fellow brothers and sisters. Maybe something with a family member, someone close to you. Maybe something took you off your game a little bit. If that took you off your game a little bit with your thoughts, then lean into work on your feelings. If there's something off a little bit there, lean into work on your actions. You set up your 3 most important experiences last night, yesterday evening. What were your 3 most important experiences for today? You can still take care of that. Even if you're having a challenge with a family member or someone else, you are still in control of your actions, of your 3 most important experiences. You are still in control completely of the words coming out of your mouth and the words going into your ears, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your words. You, my fellow brothers and sisters, are an ethereal, eternal, endless spiritual being. You are an immortal spiritual being. You're an endless, eternal, ethereal spiritual being, endless, having a limited physical experience. You've incarnated into this life. You've incarnated into many lives. You came here with a plan, my fellow brothers and sisters. You can manifest anything you can imagine. I told you there's one little asterisk there. I've mentioned you before. The only thing you can't manifest is something that you came here and you studied in human terms for years and years, like going to school to prepare for this life. And you knew, and that's why you came here. You incarnated into this life for your karmic lessons, for your lessons, for your contracts, for your soul contracts, for your experiences, to go through cycles, for you to further elevate and purify your spirit. This is the earth school, as it's referred to the entire universe. This is the earth school, and you came here to learn. You came here to further purify and elevate your spirit, my fellow brothers and sisters, for these karmic lessons. So, yes, even though there's a little asterisk there, you can manifest anything you can imagine. The only things you can't are things that you agreed on, that you want to work through that. You want to work through that. You wanted to have that experience, what you in human terms may say, excuse my French, but sucks, or it's terrible, or it's bad, whatever it is. You may very well have pre-planned this, that you wanted to go through that and there was a learning experience there. There was a karmic lesson there. There was a lesson there. There was a contract to fulfill. There was a soul contract to fulfill, my fellow brothers and sisters. As I told you before, you may have had an upbringing, and I do not diminish this at all. I do not diminish this at all. But when I reach out and I converse with Ancient Ascended Master Council, and I'll ask them things, and I'll ask them about someone who's going through what they feel is a very challenging situation, and they're still talking about it decades later, maybe that how they were raised, that they were raised by, let's say, for example, an alcoholic parent, and they're talking about this 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years later. And when I talk to Ancient Ascended Master Council, I say, Pappy, that lesson was that that brother or sister was the alcoholic parent in a previous lifetime. We don't judge, my fellow brothers and sisters. We don't judge anything. All we do is love our fellow brothers and sisters. Love yourself. Love your fellow brothers and sisters. You have no idea what your fellow brothers and sisters are going through. You have absolutely no idea. You come here to love yourself, because loving yourself is not narcissistic. What you're doing is you're recognizing the God force. This love for yourself is really the maximum thanks, appreciation. I say tag, TAG, thanks, appreciation, and gratitude. And when you have the gratitude, you realize you have been given a perfect spiritual spark. You've been made in Source's image. You get to co-create with Source. You take the faith of all this splendor that's inside of you and the belief with all this glory that's outside of you, and you put that together with Source and you co-create in a symbiotic relationship. This is how I refer to you, as an extension of Source energy. Brothers and sisters, I can't give you any better message today. You are an extension of Source energy. There is perfection inside of you, the same exact spiritual DNA, spiritual spark as Source, made in Source's image. You can't have any better news than that. You have free will to do whatever you would like to do. Don't take that for granted, my fellow brothers and sisters. That's not everywhere in this universe. That is a very special gift you've been granted. So you hear, my fellow brothers and sisters, to further express, expand, increase, and grow. You came here to create. You came here to create. You are Source experiencing itself. You are the creator experiencing itself through you. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful relationship. What a wonderful amount of trust that's been placed in you. What a wonderful amount of love, wonderful, limitless amount of love that's been placed in you. We focus here at Papi Mindset Coach, my fellow brothers and sisters, on the positive side of the coin. We focus on love, light, truth, and goodness. Awakening. You came here to awaken, my fellow brothers and sisters, this inner knowing that's inside of you. Pappy's here to dust it off, to water it, to put sunlight on it, to help it grow. This inner knowing that's inside of you, for a grand awakening, for a grand remembrance. This is this journey that we're all on. You chose here. You chose to be here at this very, very special moment in time, my fellow brothers and sisters. You chose to be here at this epic moment in time in the big shift to the new earth, 3D to 5D. You chose to be, or you came here with a very specific plan, with a very specific purpose. My fellow brothers and sisters, I remind you how important repetition is. How important repetition is. Writing out your affirmations, 333. You can write that out even more if you want to go deeper. I wrote out my affirmations for years and years, 100 affirmations. I wrote out 100 times a day. For years, I wrote out 100 times a day. Repetition is the key. Ancient Ascended Master Council says, Pappy, 333 is good enough. When you write those out and you apply all your senses, you visualize, you bring your vision into it, your smell, your hearing, your taste, your touch, bring all of your senses into it, especially your visualization is so important. So my fellow brothers and sisters, we have a wonderful podcast set up for you today. We appreciate all the positive comments and all the engagement from the field. As Mikey said, with you following us on social media and that support, the wonderful positive energy and vibrations you send your way are very, very much appreciated. I'm just so much looking forward to today's podcast. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Kim, for a great show today. I remind you, my fellow brothers and sisters, my book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. Again, this is built on the shoulders of giants. This is built on the shoulders of giants. Andrew Carnegie, the lineage from Andrew Carnegie from Think and Go Rich. He tells Napoleon Hill every single thing he knew. He says, Napoleon Hill, go write a book. Go read a book before I die. I want to share all this information with you. Napoleon Hill writes Think and Grow Rich. Andrew Carnegie is his tutor. Andrew came here from Scotland to my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the United States with the shirt on his back, grew a net worth in today's dollars to over $300 billion. He said, Papi, I manifested every single penny that I have through the law of attraction. He told Napoleon. Napoleon wrote Think and Grow Rich. This book's been purchased by over 200 million of our fellow brothers and sisters, estimated to be read by over 400 million brothers and sisters, credited with creating more millionaires than any other book ever written. I stand on the shoulders of giants. He hired a young gentleman by the name of Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale hired a young individual by the name of Bob Proctor. I learned a ton of information, tremendous amount of information from Bob. I was in his inner circle class when he passed away a few years ago. The torch has been passed to me. You've heard me say before, I hope it's been passed to dozens, hundreds, thousands of other fellow brothers and sisters. There's 8 billion eyes and ears and mouths, etc. 8 billion fellow brothers and sisters who need to and get to hear this message. My book, The Carry the Torch, manifests anything you can imagine. You have this power inside you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Read my book, read it every day. I listen to my book on Audible. I listen to Mikey talk to her about social media. I listen to the clips myself. Positive messaging. You've got negativity coming at you from a lot of different sources all day long. I listen into this positive messaging over and over again. I listen to this positive messaging. We just dropped another exciting social media episode, Manifesting Affirmations Part 1. It's based off the manifesting affirmations in my book, Manifesting That You Could Imagine. I did it standing out in the middle of the ocean in about knee-deep water. And I just started riffing through the affirmations. So there's additional information in there from just what's in the book, but just lean into that, my fellow brothers and sisters. One of our social media posts has over 30 million views on TikTok. This is being received on all 6 continents. You just listen to it. You feel the advancing personality. You can feel the impression of increase. You can feel the positive energy. My fellow brothers and sisters, wonderful, wonderful comments from all across the globe. We're in this together. Pappy's here to love you, to hold your hand, to walk arm in arm with you, to help you to manifest anything you can imagine. So thank you again, Mikey and Kim, for putting together such a great show. I'm fired up as usual and really looking forward to it. And again, sharing love and light and truth and goodness with all of our wonderful fellow brothers and sisters. My fellow brothers and sisters, namaste. Namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Pappy. It's so great to hear that something, wonderful is going to happen to us today and that something wonderful is happening to me right now, to Kim right now, to you right now, and to all of our listeners. Sometimes this might be the only positive thing that some people hear all day, unfortunately. And it's so great that we're all here. We're all get to listen to Pappy's pep talk. And you also got to give a Pappy's pep talk at a keynote presentation that you were in recently. Can you share that experience with us?
Yes, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I like to give feedback from the field, so to speak. When I'm out with our fellow brothers and sisters, if I'm giving a talk or presentation or conversations, and it's just good to give, because a lot of times our fellow brothers and sisters get sort of boxed in mentally, think I'm the only person going to this struggle or this situation. And I like to give some type of teaching point off of any time that I'm reaching out to our brothers and sisters. And I gave a keynote presentation, Mikey, a few months ago at the Elite Private Wealth Summit in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Waldorf Astoria. And Neil Green, Neil was just a superhero, just dedicated to helping entrepreneurs invest in themselves and be the best version of themselves that they can be. So kudos to my brother, Neil. Neil, I am so happy and grateful now that something wonderful is happening to you today, my wonderful brother. I am so happy and grateful now something wonderful is happening to you today, Neil. Thank you for all the good that you do for elevating our fellow brothers and sisters. And I gave this talk, and with the attendees, Mikey, a lot of them are successful, but a lot of conversations come up along. I tell my fellow brothers and sisters, when someone knows what I do and they know me and they approach me and they'll ask me, Pappy, can you help me manifest? There's the big three categories that if you're new, you haven't heard this before, but the big 3 categories are, Pappy, can you help me manifest better health, better wealth, or love into my life? So health, wealth, and love. So some of our fellow brothers and sisters have been successful financially, but they may have a hole or gap, so to speak, in physical health, mental wellness, love in their life. They want to get married, or they want a significant other. They want a partner. They just want someone to spend time with who they love and loves them back. They want to be in a relationship of some type. Happiness, which is a very big category, relationships, experiences, and spirituality. I just had a conversation, Mikey, with a close business friend, and it became a personal friend over the years. And he was just saying the struggles he was going through. And it was almost exactly like these brothers and sisters, Mikey, I talked to at the conferences were very, very successful. So the point here, my fellow brothers and sisters, is a lot of times we think if I get to this enormous level of financial success that everything's going to take care of itself. And I'm here. That's what really today's show is all about that we put together is take care of your core, then explore is what the title Mikey and I came up with for today's show. And we don't want to overemphasize the financial part. This is all equal. I would suggest you to spirituality is the most important, obviously. But when taking a look at this, and this is a friend of mine, Mike, and he said it was just like a lightning bolt hit him right around his 65th birthday. He just woke up and he just saw the last decades and decades and decades that he'd been working so hard and everything. He been married, a couple children, and I can guarantee I've seen this happen time and time again, my fellow brothers and sisters. He is on a spiritual journey. He's on a spiritual journey, and he will be for the rest of his life. He had put all this time and effort into everything else, and he is a man on a mission, for lack of a better word. He has a new fire ignited and lit underneath him, and that is his passion to go into. And it's not about making up for lost time or time misspent or missed opportunities. We never, everything is in the present, my fellow brothers and sisters. There is no past, there is no future. All there is the present. This entire universe, not just us, not just me, not just you, not just Mikey and Kim, and grounded in the present. This entire planet, this entire universe, every entire universe upon universes is eternally grounded in the present. That's the way it works. So again, going forward, his focus will be on his spirituality for the rest of his life. I could just tell the gleam in his eyes, the spark in his eyes, the fire in his belly, so to speak. And that's just great to see because he's filling that thirst for what wasn't fed for so many years. And again, he's on his own journey. Papi Mindset Coach, we stay neutral. I don't talk about religion, whatever your faith system is, my fellow brothers and sisters, whatever it is. I endorse you. I love you. You're on your journey. This is about pure spirituality. And if you want to peel back even further, if there's any discomfort with spirituality, it's about pure energy. This entire universe, as Nicole has said, is all about energy, vibration, and frequency. So when we're talking about today's show, we're trying to get you to expand your mindset. When I say living richly, not just living richly in wealth, but living richly in your physical health, your mental wellness, the love in your life, the happiness in your life, the relationships in your life, the experiences in your life, and your spirituality, my fellow brothers and sisters. I can feel your vibration raising as we're going throughout the show. I can feel your higher frequency. We're on our way together. And this is building your satisfaction, rounding yourself out in mind, body, and spirit, in mind, body, and spirit. So thank you, Mikey, so much for a great topic, a great introduction there.
Did you want to talk about the presentation that you had in Georgia?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I was going through, Mike. Yeah, just the Waldorf story. I was just going on all the ancillary, just from everything that it was so well centered, but how it went into the love, happiness, relationships, and everything else that was around it. So I'm just using the example of what I saw these challenges with my fellow brothers and sisters and all the conversations I had in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm just reminding the audience members not to, we want to focus on wealth, but as I said, a lot of times people are thinking, oh, if I get to $1 million, all my problems will be taken care of. I got the 5 or 10 million or $1 billion, whatever this number is in your head. But all these other areas are equally important. And some of them I would even suggest are of greater importance that we're going to go deeper on today's podcast with as well.
Okay, sorry about that. I got you. So basically, you just have to be in alignment with everything. You just can't have just one thing in order to be happy. So
yeah, we just don't want to
Yep.
Yeah, we don't want to over focus on the wealth. That's the thing that I keep on. And believe me, Mike, I know I've mentioned this a couple of times from previous presentations, but the reason I mention this to our brothers and sisters, Mikey, is if our brothers and sisters on today's podcast could see the individuals I'm talking about, you would say they have their sort of swear word. Some people say, I'm not going to say on our podcast, they've got their blank together. Man, they've like really got it together. These people sort of like don't have a care in the world. They don't have a worry in the world. That person has it figured out. And I'm just telling you, don't underestimate yourself that they don't have it figured out. They're working on things. And although they may have one of what I call the big seven worked out or doing very well on wealth, they've got a number of other things. And that's why I even mentioned my friend Mikey about this, that they've got a number of other things. And some of those are that they've looked at and reflect upon later, almost like a catastrophic hole. Like I've got a giant crater, a canyon in my life that needs filled in that I just noticed for some reason for years or decades and decades, I was oblivious to it. So I'm just trying to give our audience a heads up. And that's what we're going to get into some more today's show. Yes, wealth, finances are important, but let's not overly focus on that. Sit back and take a look at all these other key areas of your life because the self-help, personal development, self-improvement I'm working on, my fellow brothers and sisters, I've made a name for myself in the wealth space, so to speak, but this is in all these important areas of your life.
I get it. So I think sometimes people focus on the wealth because that's what you could see. Like you could see the big car, the big house, and they lose
Yeah.
sight of the important things too, like your health, your wealth, your health, your just the happiness in your relationships. And you can accumulate all this stuff, but it doesn't matter if you don't have all that spirituality. So I really appreciate you like focusing on other things as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And,
No, thank you, Mikey.
keep that high vibration going. Pappy wants to, continue to give us positive messages every single week, and he does this all for nothing. All he asks that you sign up for his mailing list to receive 2 free concepts to live by every week. And what are we focusing on today, Pappy?
Yeah, Mike, you had mentioned about doing it for nothing. I hope to have some very positive news. I've been working on a project, and this is tied in the other projects I've been working on for years and years in the Latin American area. So I hope to have some positive. Well, I'm looking forward to. I'm correcting myself. I'm looking forward to sharing this positive news with you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Hopefully, in the not so distant future. Really looking forward to that. And I thank you, Mikey, for your patience because, as I said, you are a great topic thought stimulator. And oftentimes I start talking and I'll go down a hallway and then go down that hallway and go deep on something. So as I did at the opening, so thanks for your patience with me and for staying with me here as I sometimes go take a walk around the block, so to speak, to make the point. So thank you for your patience. Um, on the uh, on the topics concepts to live by that we send out every week. Thank you, Kim, for that. Is the recent one we listed as new thought. New thought, just to help you a little bit with my fellow brothers and sisters, because some of us, it does help us for framing, to have a little bit of history, to put some ink on the paper, so to speak. And this has come through in cycles for ages and eons and epics, etc. And to me, one of the most recent cycles that we're in right now started around 1900, and you can almost pinpoint. There was a book that came out in the early 1900s, Mike. I think it was maybe 1902, something around there, right around 1900, 1902, in that range. And it was a book by James Allen, Allen. It was As a Man Thinketh. He took a play off of the proverb in the Bible, As a Man Thinketh. And this one really sort of launched this was around the time of Andrew Carnegie, of course, was living at this time. Andrew Carnegie gives the information, and Napoleon Hill, God bless Napoleon for how much work he put into Think and Go Rich. He went out and interviewed, I believe, over 500 titans of industry, and he did. I would never judge, as we say, a fellow brother and sister, but he did so much research. I'm not sure he needed to do that much research, but the research took him a couple of decades. And Think and Go Rich, I think, was published in the late 1930s. So from this point in time, really starting around 1900, 1902, with James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. And this book was sort of the breakthrough. Now, this, as if you read in my book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, was part of a couple 100-year cycle, maybe a 200 or 300-year cycle, because my fellow brothers and sisters, we're used to technology today to just picking up your phone, your smartphone, or you could be online, emailing, just contacting someone immediately anywhere across the globe. But not that long ago, couple hundred, few hundred years ago, it took quite a while for any information, especially to significantly sink in from the other side of the globe. So I do credit this is not something that Andrew Carnegie or entrepreneurs came up with. What Andrew Carnegie tapped into was ancient wisdom, literally ancient wisdom is what he tapped into. And this ancient wisdom has been caressed by the Eastern cultures, Buddhism, Hinduism, just wonderful brothers and sisters from the opposite side of the globe, from the United States. And it took hundreds of years for this to sort of make its way around the globe from this ancient wisdom belief system. And again, nothing is discovered. This has been here since the dawn of time, since inception. But the recent discovery by James Allen and what he wrote in As a Man Thinketh, and I would suggest if you get a chance, if you like to go a little bit deeper, read his book. It's a very small book. It's a very easy read, but this is really what kicked it off and worked through this. And we're part of, as far as I look at, in this cycle, this died off a little bit and then it's come back again. My fellow brothers and sisters, when I was having in my wealth, I'm in my wealth career, but when I was in the formative years, so to speak, there was a gentleman, his first name was Weston. He was really good at quotes. And this is back whenever I started. I was one of the first 1/10 of 1% of fellow brothers and sisters investing in efficient market theory, which later became indexing. And Weston had a great quote that he talked about all the time. And I'm paraphrasing it here, but it was from an ancient philosopher from, I believe it was out of Europe. And the quote was something along the lines of, you can stop the invasion of armies, but you cannot stop the invasion of ideas. And that's what this all boils down to, my fellow brothers and sisters. This is the purest, most loving, highest level. Again, you can manifest anything you can imagine. You have this inside of you. So I had sent that out, Mikey, when I talk about new thought. Anytime I think of new thought, I think of it being kicked off by James Allen about a little bit over 125 years ago. So for any audience members, I know some of our fellow brothers and sisters like to get a little bit more information for them to get comfortable. If you start there and then come forward, that could prove helpful to you. Very easy to read book by James Allen. Very meaningful to me. I've read that book numerous times. So if you'd like to, I strongly suggest it. Thanks, Mikey.
No, thank you. It's true. Our thoughts really do shape our reality. And Pappy is always big on saying, if you could see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand, but you can't just think about things. You have to put these techniques into practice. And Pappy's a great coach to help us do that. Pappy, what's your manifest coaching tip today?
Yeah, Meg, our coaching tip is following the theme we've been discussing today. Again, the title of today's show is Explore After Paying for Your Core. So the suggestion I just want to make to our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, is to follow along with our theme today that I've been attempting to build on is living richly, again, means much, much more than money, finances, and wealth. This is about living your best life, once you've taken care of. And I just suggest to you, my fellow brothers and sisters, here in the United States, it certainly depends on what area you live in. If you live one of the larger metropolitan cities versus more rural, well, let's just say, for example, the United States today, at this point in time, that in a lot of areas, if you made $70,000 a year, just to pick a number, don't quote the specific number, but if you made, let's just say $70,000 a year, you've got your food, clothing, shelter, health care, transportation, education, all your core expenses taken care of. And what I say, my fellow brothers and sisters, is, Mikey, is that don't overly focus, unless absolutely necessary, on your wealth and your finances. Take a look at these other areas of your life, your physical health, your mental wellness, love, relationships, experiences, and spirituality. Once you've taken care of paying for your core in life, explore these other areas. And again, Mikey, we never judge our fellow brothers and sisters. We would let them do the talking. But I gave that example of a gentleman I'm really close to. I've known this gentleman very closely for over 30 years. And right now, he wishes he had spent more time in these other areas. I'm just trying to give a real life tangible example. Not saying anything was wrong, there was anything that was incorrect. Everything happens for a reason. But my fellow brothers and sisters, a lot of the listeners, and as I said before, I am very encouraged all the time by parents who are introducing this to their children. I'll say, Pappy, I play some of the quotes that you have. I'll play the book on the Sonos whole house speaker system in my house. I'll play it in the car. I'll play some of your social media clips. Again, something from my book on Audible, Manifesting You Can Imagine, just to let my children hear this in the background, just to let this start to work in their subconscious mind, to, you could say, in some ways, combat the music that they're listening to, the different things that are out there on all these screens in front of us, these smartphone screens, laptops, computers, televisions, what's coming at us. My fellow brothers and sisters, be extraordinarily careful of the words that are coming out of your mouth. Be extraordinarily careful of the words that are going into your ears. So again, Mikey, I just want to remind our audience, living richly means much more than just finances. And when you get to a point when you are starting to get some comfort, when you've got all of your core living expenses taken care of, I just tell you to stop, step back, take a breath, and just do a reassessment and see if you'd like to lean into some of the other non-financial areas of your life a little bit more. I'm suggesting that you do take a good, long, hard look at it. And by you taking a look at it and allowing this to come through you, get the download and follow your heart and your subconscious mind, you'll be very grateful that you focus on some of these areas earlier in your life. Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you. It's kind of like every house that you build needs a foundation. And once you get that foundation, you can start building up. And that's how you take care of your life too. You have to start with the basics.
Yes.
So, one of the basic things that you do is your affirmations. We start our day with that. We end our day with that. We always act as if they are already happened and they're in the present. And you always say the most important words that are the words you put after the words I am. So I am
Yes.
so happy and grateful now that we are here together. And Pappy, what is one of your affirmations?
Yes. Thank you, Mikey, for that. I am so happy and grateful now that we start all of our affirmations. I am so happy and grateful now that, and the affirmation we pulled from Manifest, anything you can imagine for today's show. I am so happy and grateful now that I want the same for my fellow brothers and sisters as I want for myself. So, my fellow brothers and sisters, what I've noticed with this, as our brothers and sisters start to get better at manifesting, they sometimes can start to be feeling themselves a little bit, and they may get a little bit of a big head, so to speak. And I want to caution against that. My fellow brothers and sisters will sometimes, when they start to have success, start to be, well, look at me, I'm successful and I've got this figured out. My brothers and sisters are in a different category or don't or whatever have you. My fellow brothers and sisters, we're all equal here. We don't ever judge a fellow brother and sister. To judge a fellow brother and sister is to be judge yourself. The same judgment that you place on a fellow brother and sister will be placed on you. Don't don't allow yourself to have an unforced error, an unforced fumble, to drop the ball for no reason. You came here to love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters. Came here to love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters, and do no harm. So again, you stay within yourself. All we do is put out love. Love every other fellow brother and sisters if you love yourself. Do not judge ever my fellow brothers and sisters as you start to gain success and have more confidence here. Everyone's on their own trajectory. Everyone's on their own plan. Everyone has their own karmic lessons. Everyone's within their own cycle. Focus on yourself. Share love and light and truth and goodness, but no judgment at all. Thanks, Mikey.
I love that. Thank you, Pappy.
No
So we
judgment.
got to the part of the show where we get to ask Pappy a question, and one of our listeners today would like to know, how do I raise my vibration?
Yes, Mikey. And vibration, a lot of this universe, my fellow brothers and sisters, is set up, not to oversimplify, but in basic a binary relationship. As you've heard me say, you can only be in a creative mindset or a competitive mindset. It's just one or the other. It's like a light switch. It's either on or off. You're in a creative mindset or you're in a competitive mindset. We always want to be in a creative mindset. In my book, I call it CAFPA, CAFPA. The A is you always want to be in a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. Again, you can only be in one mindset, either abundance or scarcity. The F is for faith or fear. We always want to be in a mindset of faith, never a mindset of fear. Fear is the number one challenge, Mikey, that sinks the ship of our fellow brothers and sisters in them being able to manifest, and they can imagine. The PA is positive attitude, CAFPA, PA, It's either a positive attitude or a negative attitude. And these all relate, Mikey, to vibration. Creative mindset versus competitive, you're in a high vibration. So the question that was asked by a fellow brother and sister, I've been asked this hundreds or thousands of times, Pappy, how do I raise my vibration? A creative mindset is in a high vibration. I tell you, think about you're standing and you're looking at yourself in the mirror. It's your belly button or your belt buckle, your belt on your pants or your slacks. Above that belt buckle is positive vibration. Below it is negative. Creative is high vibration, the upper half of your body. Competitive is in the lower half. Abundance is in the upper half of your body. That's high vibration. Abundance is in the upper half. Scarcity is in the lower half. Faith is in the upper half of your body between your belt buckle and, let's say, the top of your head. And we can go higher, but just for simplicity now, we'll keep it at that. Faith is a high vibration. Fear is a low vibration. So then that calf pop, a positive attitude or negative attitude. So my fellow brothers and sisters, I said earlier, there's various ways to work on this. We raise our vibration through our thoughts. We raise our vibration through our feelings. We raise our vibration through our actions. I say efficient, inspired, joyful actions. And we raise our vibration through our words, through the words we speak, and through the words that come into our ears is how we raise our vibration. So my fellow brothers and sisters, repetition, embrace repetition, embrace it. Embrace repetition. It is so important. I told you from the third trimester in your mother's womb to the first 7 years you were here on earth, your conscious mind was not developed. You had no protection. You could not cancel or reject. You could not cancel or reject or refuse to participate. Every suggestion that you heard someone state went into your subconscious mind. For that reason alone, if you've never proactively worked on this, as Pappy is coming to you with a plan, a strategy, and techniques and processes for you to work on this, that is a virus in your operating system. That's in your bowl. That's what I call your subconscious mind, the lower half of that circle that I talk to you about all the time. There is a virus. That's where your limiting beliefs reside. My fellow brothers and sisters, I'm working with you every day to go in and take out bad habits and some limiting beliefs and throw them away forever and putting some good ones in there. So my fellow brothers and sisters, repetition is very, very important in raising your vibration. I give you these techniques throughout the day. Affirmations, Mikey, that I teach, those are for raising your vibration. Intentions that I teach, those are for raising your vibration. Prayers, if you like to pray, which billions and billions of our fellow brothers and sisters do, that can raise your vibration. Those are ways to raise your vibration, techniques throughout the day to help you get into and or stay in a high vibration state. And when you're in a high vibration state, that's the frequency that you're putting out. And that's what Buddha stated, you attract what you feel. It's that frequency. It's just like making a phone call. Someone on that frequency is going to answer that call. Make it a high vibration, a high frequency, brothers and sisters, not a low one. Let's have someone at a high vibration frequency answer your phone call. So all these techniques I teach Mikey throughout the day, what we talked about earlier, Mikey, today, just that waking ritual that I discussed with our brothers and sisters, that raises your vibration. So you're proactively looking and working throughout the day. And notice, my fellow brothers and sisters, this is your higher self, your oversoul telling you when you're feeling uncomfortable and you're in a situation and you're in a low vibration state, that's your higher self telling you, get out of that state. You are not meant to be here. This is not a good place for you. Don't go if it's a physical location or if it's people you're around. Pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your feelings. And as I said, all of our animals are in a natural state. They do this naturally, Mikey. Animals, even your dog or your cat, your pet in your home, they are naturally moving into and toward positive energy and out of and away from negative energy. That's what they do all day long. And all of that, Mikey, moving into or toward positive energy and out of and away from negative energy, all that raises your vibration. So my fellow brothers and sisters, don't overcomplicate it. Our family pets are doing this on a moment by moment basis, moving into positive energy and out of negative energy. Pay attention, but use these teaching tools throughout the day, your affirmations, intentions, prayers, your waking ritual, your sleeping ritual, and you can easily, my fellow brothers and sisters, have a quantum leap in your life by raising your vibration consistently and the frequency, that phone call that you're making out of your body to attract what you feel to your fellow brothers and sisters. You will attract individuals, opportunities, situations, people, places, things that you so desire. I mean, that's coming out of you at a high vibration. You're getting introduced to wonderful people, wonderful opportunities, wonderful situations, wonderful assets, wonderful resources, wonderful environments, my fellow brothers and sisters. It's an ocean of unlimited opportunity that is literally right in front of you right now. Anything, everything is possible. Anything is possible. Nothing is impossible. There's always a way. You have access to manifest anything you can imagine.
Thank you. That's a great answer. And, raising your vibration can be as simple as canceling and rejecting anything that's negative coming towards you. Stop reading the newspaper, stop listening to certain song lyrics, and just begin to listen to Pappy's book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. You can drive to work, listen to that high vibration. A lot of times I will just look at the beginning of each chapter and focus on one of the quotes that are there. And Pappy has so many great quotes that come through him through the universe, and there's one that he has lined up for us today. Pappy, can you read that quote for us?
Yes, Mikey. This one is. Yeah, thank you for pulling this quote from the book because this is very timely, as you're an expert at doing this. Yeah, the one we have today to share from Manifest Anything You Can Imagine from chapter 16. You will find that every difficulty, problem, and challenge carry within them the solution for their overcoming and a greater opportunity for significant advancement going forward. Papi DiNuzzo. And I remember, Mikey, when I learned this years ago, it was one of the happiest days of my life because I think like a lot of our other fellow brothers and sisters, I looked at a problem as a problem. I looked at a difficulty as a difficulty. I looked at a challenge as a challenge. Now, when I run into some of my fellow brothers and sisters, immediately the thought will come through my mind is that's good. That's good. Isn't that wonderful? Whenever I identified and found out years ago that within every difficulty, problem, or challenge is what I call a gold nugget. The answer in plain English is inside what we human beings call difficulties, problems, and challenges are placed in front of us to help us. What did I tell you here for, my brothers and sisters? To further express, expand, increase, and grow, and manifest and create. That's what they're here for. We as human beings oftentimes need nudged, Nudge, nudged. We need nudged to move forward. We need pushed a little bit, so to speak, gently. And that's what these are for. So they're not a problem or challenge or difficulty. They're here to nudge us, and they get us to move forward. They get us to take action and look at it as a present. Look forward to it. And you can even say to yourself, my fellow brothers and sisters, I'm so happy and grateful now I have this problem. I'm so happy and grateful now I have this challenge. I'm so happy and grateful now I have it. And you can even say to yourself, I do not know why it came into my life right now, but I know that it's a gift. Don't worry about figuring it out initially, but just give gratitude, give thanks and appreciation and gratitude for it. I have no idea why it came in right now, but I know it's going to improve my life. I know there's a gold nugget in there. I know that there might be a diamond in there for a quantum leap forward. So, my fellow brothers and sisters, the universe never does anything to you. The creator of all never does anything to you, only does things for you, only does things for you. You, my fellow brothers and sisters, and I'm saying this to you in a neutral tone completely. You, my fellow brothers and sisters, are your only problem. You are your only problem. And you also are your only solution. You are your only problem, your only solution. You have an infinite set of opportunities in front of you. You are the projector, my fellow brothers and sisters, and everything outside is your projection. You are the projector. Everything outside is your projection. You're the writer, the director, the producer, and the star of the movie of your life. You are the projector. You get to project whatever you want. Every possible outcome. Believe my fellow brothers and sisters, don't overthink this. I can promise you that every possible outcome you can ever imagine is available right in front of you right now. Nothing is impossible. You can accomplish anything. Literally, nothing is impossible. If you get blocked by any way, shape, form, anything in any way, shape, or form, if you get blocked, if you're convinced you're getting blocked for whatever reason, there's always a way. I promise you, there's always a way. My fellow brothers and sisters, embrace what comes your way that isn't coming in exactly perfect to the way you thought that you wanted it. You will come out of this with a greater and better outcome than you can ever imagine. This is how we move forward. My fellow brothers and sisters, there is divine orchestration going on right now. There is divine synchronization going on right now. There's over 8 billion of our fellow brothers and sisters here on planet Earth. Over 8 billion affirmations, intentions, prayers, desires, wants, dreams, wishes. I don't mean this with any negativity, but there's a lot to manage. There's a lot being managed. And my fellow brothers and sisters, be positive in all of your affirmations, your intentions, and your prayers. Be positive and give gratitude. Give gratitude in advance. It's never an if. Don't ever think about the how. It's only a when. And you leave it up to the universe. It will be delivered and you will receive. You are loved so much. You will be delivered the greatest present you can ever imagine. So thank you, Mikey, for such a wonderful quote from Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, from Macy, from my book. That's very inspiring. Thank you for pulling that one for today's show.
Of course. Thank you. There was so much wonderful information in today's podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're a successful entrepreneur looking to take your business, life, health, wealth, love, and impact to the next level, the Papi Mindset Manifestation Mastermind and or the Papi Manifestation Retreats may be just the answer and experience you've been looking for. This is where positive thoughts, emotions, and actions align with ancient wisdom within a tribe of purpose meets profit entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating their mindset, their energy, their results, and their fellow brothers and sisters in need. So if you're ready to manifest, grow, stretch, and really step into the next newer, higher version of yourself, Pappy's Mastermind and Retreats were created just for you. Pappy, are you ready for your closing? You always have something positive to leave us with.
Yes, thank you, Mikey. Thank you so much, Mikey. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Kim, for all of your work and putting together such a great podcast today. My fellow brothers and sisters, namaste. Namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. My fellow brothers and sisters, love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask for protection anytime you look yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes, into your subconscious mind, into universal subconscious mind. Just look yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. I love you. I love you. I love you. Get to the point where you're 100% comfortable with loving yourself and appreciating all this ability, all these gifts you've been given. I love you. I love you. I love you. My fellow brothers and sisters, get comfortable with the I am, two most powerful words you can ever speak. I am. And when I write out am, I always spell it capital A, capital M. I am. My fellow brothers and sisters, get comfortable with yourself, loving yourself. And this is not a narcissistic love. This is thanks. This is appreciation. This is gratitude for the bountiless gifts you have been given. Have faith in that. My fellow brothers and sisters, get comfortable and then go out and start doing good in this world. Just go out and just perform one unexpected, happy, pleasant, loving deed for one of your fellow brothers and sisters today. See someone carrying a bag of groceries, they may be elderly and need a hand, give them a hand. You see someone needs help crossing the street, walking across the street, give them some help. You see someone in line with you, maybe going to get a cup of coffee, maybe for whatever reason you think that they can use some help, prepay for their cup of coffee. Do some type of smaller deed today, some type of loving deed for your fellow brothers and sisters without them asking, with you doing nothing in return. The gratitude we can give our brothers and sisters, and by giving them a gift, even if they don't know about, those are even the best ones, where we do some benefit and we can leave, we're not even in the room, and then they receive that gift and know that they're loved. My fellow brothers and sisters, this produces exponentially sharing this love, you raising your vibration. Mikey, our fellow brothers and sisters, raising their vibration. What we're talking about today on the show, and I gave you all these different techniques, will affect individuals 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 or more circles outside of you by raising this vibration, by raising this frequency around you. So my fellow brothers and sisters, I'm so happy and grateful now for you joining us on our show today. This is so enjoyable every time. It's just like we're talking to each other. We're sitting in a coffee shop across from each other, having a wonderful conversation. I'm so happy and grateful now. In closing today's show, I'm sending you love and light, truth and goodness. And these are not casual words, my fellow brothers and sisters. This is love over hate, light over darkness, truth over deception, good over evil. Sending you love and light, truth and goodness, sending you awakening for the grand awakening, for the inner knowing, for this gift that's inside of you, for you to be able to manifest anything you can imagine, for a grand awakening, for a grand remembrance. My fellow brothers and sisters, and most importantly, sharing my positive energy with you, sending it to you at this specific moment in time, sending my positive energy to you and asking you to go out today and share this with a fellow brothers and sisters. They could do some seemingly small deed. There are no small deeds. It could be the smallest deed that it could seem like to you. They can have the greatest impact on your fellow brothers and sisters. Go out and do some small deed to a fellow brother and sisters full of love today, and that will be passed on and passed on and passed on. We're here to make this world a better place, my fellow brothers and sisters. We're here for this big shift to the new earth, from the 3D to the 5D. You would not be here today. You would not be listening today if your subconscious mind was not fully leaning into this and you were supposed to be here. We're all in this together, holding hands, arm in arm. Thank you, my fellow brothers and sisters. In closing, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am. Love and blessings to each and every one of you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Go hug your loved ones, give them a kiss on the head. Thank you so much until we meet again. Namaste. Namaste, my wonderful fellow brothers and sisters. Love and blessings. Thank you so much. That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting, because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit PapiMindsetCoach.com for more resources and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.